to teach a class that is just kind of simple movement to get you going, whatever time of day, just to kind of get into your body and connect with how you're feeling. Good, bad, sad, whatever, all the in-betweens. Just get in here. Take a deep breath. You might want to start out seated or laying on your back, but let's just take a moment. Feel into how you're breathing. You don't have to change it. You might start to change it. Just let it be whatever's happening. Any movements that start happening, any itches, any tickles, any settling into your seat or into the backside of your body if you're laying down. Feeling to your end points, the bottom of your feet, your palms, your face, the crown of your head, your tailbone. Noticing how you've placed your feet. Noticing where your ankles are, your knees. Noticing your hip sockets, your lower back, your shoulder blades and the tops of your arms, your sternum, your elbows. Notice how you've placed your hands. Noticing the muscles at your face, your jaw, around your ears, even the muscles of your scalp. Notice how your head is placed, if you're leaning forward or backward. If you're on the ground, you might notice if your chin is super lifted or if your chin is more tucked. Beginning to bring in a little bit longer inhales and exhales, breathing through your nose. You might bring that a little slight closure to the back of your throat, like Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breath, just to see what it feels like. Just to give you that little bit more feedback. Otherwise, just breathing deeply through your nose on the inhale and exhale. The Ujjayi Pranayama is just a slight narrowing of your vocal cords. It almost makes like a hissing sound as you breathe in and out. And the sound comes from your throat, not your nose. Noticing again the muscles at your face, the back of your neck and shoulders. Begin to imagine inhaling and feeling first the bottom of your lungs, then the middle, then the top. And then exhaling from the top of your lungs through the middle to the bottom. Continuing to practice that, filling up your lungs from the bottom to the top. And exhaling from the top to the bottom. A couple more times. Trying not to gulp in the breath, making the beginning of the inhale slow. The beginning of the exhale slow. And you're pushing these breath parts all the way out to their end. So you're slowly beginning your inhale and inhaling until you really get to that point where you can't inhale anymore now. And then same thing with the exhale, slowly beginning the exhale, following all the way out. until there's really nothing left. You start to approach that pause between the breath parts. Continuing. Approaching the pause, maybe holding for a moment, and then exhaling slow. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, till you stop, because you can't exhale anymore. You pause. And then one more time, just like that, deep inhale, slowly, fully. Fill yourself up completely. Let your belly be soft. Let your chest rise. Pause. And then exhaling totally, completely, letting it out, pushing it out at the end there, really assisting the breath to be fully released. And then just moving back into some deep breaths, but not that deep. And just feel and notice any shift, any change now after Dirga Pranayama belly breath. Notice any shift in your sensations coming from your body, but also anything more energetic. Let your chin drop to your chest if you're seated, and actually even if you're laying down. And then open your eyes from here. And then see what you're looking at with your eyes. Notice something about what you're seeing. And then as you slowly pick your gaze up, picking your chin up, your head up, really see as the focal points come into your view, as the environment comes into your view. Really see. Bring your head to neutral. Okay, letting your balance sort of directly over your spine, both ears evenly weighted. From here, you're going to gaze across the horizon with just your eyes. This is actually quite difficult. You're going to try to keep your head completely still. Look over to the right, and as you bring your eyes, just your eyes, over to the right, really see what you're looking at. See, scan the room. And then you'll go all the way over to the right. I want you to look all the way up into the right-hand corner of your eye, all the way up. See what it is you're looking at. And then again, scanning, coming back down across the horizon. Notice some things in your space, letting your eyes sort of be pulled to whatever it is, and then looking all the way to that left corner, look up into the upper left-hand corner of your vision. And again, trying not to move your head. It's okay if you move your face muscles or whatever else, but just keeping your head still, and then crossing down across the horizon again. And again, just noticing what's in your space. So going all the way over to that right upper hand corner. Just breathing normally. Kicking all the way up into the right hand corner. Really, again, try to notice things and see things in your space. You're just noticing and seeing, not judging. Just really seeing what's around you. Noticing the walls and the corners and anything else you can see on that horizon. Going all the way up into the left-hand corner. And then last time, I'm not going to talk. You just look across the horizon like you've been practicing. Go to the right and then back to the left. And then returning back to neutral. This time using your whole head, you're going to turn and look across the horizon, continuing to notice what's in your space, looking all the way over your right shoulder. And again, scanning over, across the horizon, noticing the things in your space, until eventually you're looking all the way over your left shoulder, looking behind you-ish. And then again, taking in the view, seeing what's in space, noticing things about it, all the way over to the right. Your breathing doesn't have to be deep. Just continually breathe. Looking over your shoulder, coming back to center, and then looking all the way over to the left. All the way over that left shoulder, seeing what's behind you, and then coming back to center, and as you do, you're continuing to see what's in the space. Now, it's a good thing that we don't always pay this much attention. You can feel that it's sort of exhausting. Once you come back to neutral, just relaxing your neck muscles. Take a deep breath. Notice how you feel now. How do you feel about being in this space now? That's a somatic exercise. It's meant to help us feel grounded. It's meant to help our nervous system calm down. Okay, so go ahead and stand up. Oh, give a big stretch. Stretch out, stretch wide, stretch up. Feel all the way to your end points, your toe tips, your fingertips, your nose tip, the crown of your head, the tip of your tailbone. Big circles with your arms. Circle, big, look up. Stretch as you reach. Really stretch from your armpits through your fingertips. One more time. Deep inhale this time. Exhale as your arms come down. Bend your knees a lot. In fact, take your feet far enough apart that you've got some space for your upper body, especially if you have a bigger upper body. And then you're gonna bring your hands to the top of your feet and just start to kind of pet yourself. Give yourself these little strokes here, your whole foot. This is called havening. This is another somatic exercise to help us feel more grounded in our bodies, more settled. So you're gonna go up your shins. This is also kind of hard. This is like a good warm-up. So we're gonna come up our shins, ankles. It's really through these, like, yoga itself is a somatic exercise. It can't be separated, like there's somatics and then there's yoga. Yoga is somatics. But it's this like focused energy toward ourselves that creates a somatic experience for us. It's a focus with ourselves, with another person, even our cell phone, whatever medium we're engaging with, and then also our environment. So we're sort of looking through these lenses all the time. So now we're havening, coming all the way up our thighs, outer thighs, really however you can reach here. There's no right way to do this. You're just really trying to experience the boundaries of your body, your skin, your clothes, coming up your pelvis, your belly. So yeah, we do yoga and we do these somatic exercises, dancing, walking. If you're doing it mindfully, if you're paying attention, you're in the moment, then it's a somatic exercise. Yoga being a very healing thing for us, therapeutic if we do it this way, if we stay checked in. Feeling your feet on the floor, just rubbing up your sternum. And you can do your chest muscles, your breast tissue as well. Go up the sides of your belly, sides of your ribs. And then try to get your lower back. This is a little bit harder, but you might do butt and lower back at the same time. And just notice as you hit into these zones, like any little words that get called out, any little stories that appear. And you're just noticing, you know? Okay, and then once you get as much of your abdomen, belly, rib area as you can, start to do, so if you cross your shoulders, you might be able to, with your hands, you might be able to get the tops of your shoulders more easily. This is awkward, this is also awkward, maybe less. But you can do one arm at a time or one hand at a time and go over the shoulder. Try to get into the shoulder blade. Doesn't matter which one you start with. But yeah, going all the way up into the shoulder, maybe side of neck, why not ear, upper back, back of neck, side of neck, shoulder blade. Just as much of it as you can reach. I know this is kind of difficult. gentle, just touching, really feeling for yourself. Like, oh, my hand is touching something soft, my skin, and my skin feels it as almost like a little stretch of the skin. It feels warm. So you can think of it from the perspective of your hand and then from the perspective of what's being touched. Okay, so we're going to our throat. Oh, pretend maybe you have a nice beard. Maybe you don't have to pretend, maybe you do have a nice beard. But do your cheeks and around your ears. Really get into your ears. So somatics, a lot of times we're trying to engage with our vagus nerve. If you've heard of polyvagal theory, it's this idea that if we can engage with the nervous system in a way that helps us feel safe, and then we can have these desirable effects like decreasing stress and increasing feelings of pleasure, enjoyment, safety. Okay, so just kind of getting their face now, around your eyes, temple. These are also places where we really engage, like I said, with the world. We're interfacing with our engagement system. You're gonna do your head. My hair is gonna look really good after this. But get into your scalp. And you're just breathing. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. Try to soften into your feet. Get heavy into your feet, feeling the solid firmness of the floor underneath you. It's not going anywhere. Just really getting into your scalp. Breathing. And feeling your feet on the floor. Just continually checking in. Noticing the muscles at the base of your tailbone or at the tip of your tailbone. Maybe both. Yeah. Good, and then go ahead and close your eyes and let your arms hang at your sides and just feel how you feel now. Noticing your breath. Let's take a sigh of relief. So you'll take a deep inhale and then you'll exhale through your mouth with sound. So inhale. And do that one more time. And then beginning to open your eyes. Good here? Please take child's pose at the end of your mat. Your knees together or apart, arms stretching straight ahead. So much so that your elbows are not resting on the floor. You're gonna reach your fingertips forward, spread your hands out. Hands are shoulder distance apart or wider. Press your palms down, press your fingertips down, and sink your hips back towards your heels. Take a breath. On your inhale, come forward to tabletop. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and lower to the ground. Press your toenails down, take a deep inhale, lift your chest and look up. And then as you exhale, go back to child's pose. Inhale, stand on your shins and reach up, look up. Kind of like camel pose, and then exhale, go back to child's pose. Bring your hands down last. Inhale, table. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower your belly, chest, head. Inhale, curl your head up, chest up, shoulders back, elbows squeeze in slightly. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, stand on your shins and reach up, pelvis forward, heart back. Exhale, butt comes back, chest comes down. Try to wait to the last second to bring your hands down. Inhale, table. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand on your shin and reach up, shins up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand on your shins and reach up. Exhale, child's pose. Hands come down last. Inhale, table. Exhale, lower yourself. Really feeling the ground appearing underneath you. Inhale, curl up. Look up, see what you're looking at. Exhale, feel into your hands and knees as your hips go back to child's pose. Inhale, push into your knees, push your pelvis forward, drape your heart back, look up. Exhale, hips come down, belly, chest, hands, head. Inhale, table. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Elbows squeeze in slightly. Inhale, curl up for cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, back to child's pose, Balasana. Inhale, stand on your shins. Reach up. Exhale, child's pose. You're going to stay there. Breathe. Really feeling the ground underneath your shins, your head, your palms, the tops of your feet. Lift your hips enough that you can curl your toes underneath your feet, and then push your hips back towards your heels and breathe. Inhale, table. Exhale, dog. Walk in place a couple times here. Pressing each heel down, one at a time. Let your hips move. In fact, kind of get into it with the hips. Really kind of steering the hips as one knee bends and one leg straightens-ish. And then use that kind of walking forward. Push into your hands. Get as close to the back of your hands as you can today. Feet hip distance apart or wider. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest and look forward. Exhale, fold over your bent knees. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up as you stand up, look up, bring your palms together overhead. Exhale, bring your arms out to the sides, look down, stretch up and down. Turn your palms out, look up, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, reaching out and down, look down, stretch the back of your neck. Come to the top of your mat, one more time, inhale, reaching out and up, look up. Exhale, this time as you reach out and down, bend your knees and fold. Into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, step back through plank pose or kneeling plank pose and lower down to the ground. Inhale for cobra pose. You can use your hands or not. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step forward toward the outside of your right hand, somewhere. And then inhale, push your hands down and forward. Lift your right leg back up. Exhale, step somewhere forward, look forward. Inhale, come back, lift. Exhale, step forward, hips drop, and look up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, big step. Stay here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten-ish your right leg. Inhale, bend your knee, look up. Exhale, straighten-ish, drop your head. Keep going. Inhale. and exhale. You can try to keep your back heel up if you want to really work your back leg as well. Exhale. Otherwise, you can let that heel kind of come down, but no, you got to make a choice. You don't have to. What do I know? I'm just a yoga teacher. One more time. Lift your hips and stay here for a moment. So your front knee can be bent or straightish. Do lift your back heel up for this one. Push into your hands. Push down and forward. Take a breath. Look forward. So you might bend your right knee, but step back into plank pose. That's it. And then in plank pose, right from wherever you are, okay? Drop your knees down right directly underneath where they're at. That's kneeling plank pose. Shoulders are over your wrists, tailbone tucking. Now look forward. Bring the top of your feet. Actually, bend your knees, lift your heels. Tuck your tailbone. Bend your elbows, keeping them close to your sides as you lower down. Now put your toenails down. Maybe use your hands, maybe don't, but squeeze your armpits gently. Inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths here. Take another deep breath. Left side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step forward toward the outside of your left hand. Somewhere near it. Maybe somewhere not that near it. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, big step out to the left somewhere. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, big step. Hips come down, look up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step. Look up. Inhale, lift. Use your hands, push down and forward the whole time pushing down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, big step. And this one you might actually move your foot forward since we're going to be in the low lunge now. So we'll inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, lift your butt up, push down into your hands and front foot. Maybe keep your back heel lifted. So we inhale, hips drop, look up. Exhale, push into your hands and front foot, lift your hips, drop your head. Inhale, low lunge, look up. Exhale, kind of like a pyramid pose variation. Inhale and exhale. Big breaths. Couple more times. Deep inhale. Look up. Exhale. We don't try to hold this pyramid pose-ish. Lift your back heel up over the ball of your foot. Push into your hands, push into your front foot, but drop your head. 3 breaths. Start to bend your front knee, deep inhale. Exhale, step back to plank or kneeling plank. Pause, look forward, push into your hands and feet. Drop your knees directly underneath where they're at. This is not tabletop, this is kneeling plank. Tuck your tailbone, push into your hands and fingertips, and then lower yourself like a plank. Lift your heels, lift your feet, point your toes, bend your elbows, try to bring your whole body down at the same time. You might watch the floor, but push into your hands, squeeze your elbows in slightly, and then lower. Press your toenails down. Inhale for cobra, with or without the strength of your hands pushing down. Elbows hug in, look up. Good. exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Where are your hands and feet? Where is your head and your tailbone? Where is your breath? Look forward. Walk. As you do, continually push your hands down. Let feet hip distance apart. Fingertips on the floor. Drop your head. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Keep your fingertips down. Exhale, fold. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, lift your belly, lift your chest, look forward. Even if you had a teacher that told you to put your hands on your shins, bend your knees, keep your fingertips on the floor. Exhale, fold. One more time. Knees bent, fingertips down. Inhale, lift your belly, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, fold. Put your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows towards each other behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. This time, as you exhale, push into your heels and stand up. Take a second here, see what's directly in front of you. And then see what's a little further out from that. And something further out from that. And something further out from that. And then all the way to the wall that's in front of you, or whatever it is that's kind of farther out from you that you can see. Take a breath, seeing that. Okay. Let's see. What can we do for our shoulders here? Standing with your feet hip distance apart, arms at your sides, little soft knee, soft hip. Start to do some shoulder shrugs. You can start going forward or backward, doesn't matter. And then do it in the opposite direction. Now bring your hands onto your shoulders, make circles. Again, doesn't matter what direction you start. Just going to do a few of some of these things and then go in the opposite direction. Awesome. Okay. And now bring your hands, this one's kind of weird, onto your lower back. And then do your shoulder circles like this. Your hands on your back. Really feeling around into the back sides of your neck. And then go in the opposite direction. Okay, bend your elbows and then make like very light fists. And you're gonna start to sway. So knees are bent and you're just letting your upper body almost like circle around your spine. Imagining it's safe to do this, it is safe, that you're going to be okay, these little twists. You can go at your own pace, you can go a lot slower, kind of harder to go slow, but it's different, it's not bad or good, better, it's just the way it is. Yeah. And then start to slow it down, start to close your eyes. And just go and do some weight shifts now. Just bringing your weight to your right foot and then your left foot. Breathing as you move. And just kind of noticing yourself once again, your face, the crown of your head, the bottom of your feet, the palms of your hands, your tailbone. And then start to open your eyes. Okay, so standing at the top of your mat with your right foot forward, step your left foot back. And let's do this with the bottom of your foot on the ground. Kind of like warrior one, or exactly like warrior one. You're gonna turn your left foot in deeply, almost to a 45-degree angle. And then your right foot toes are facing straight ahead. Bend your right knee over your ankle. The wider your feet are apart from each other, the easier this will be to balance, and this will challenge our balance. So you might want that wider stance. Now from here, try not to lean forward in the pose with your pelvis. I want you to lift your pubic bone straight up, trying to pick your right hip off your right thigh and keep it there, at least for now. You can either bring your hands to your hips for this, or interlace your fingers. Take your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, right hip back, left hip forward. And again, trying to point your tailbone down. Pull your hands away from your back. If your hands are on your hips, just squeeze your elbows towards each other. Take a deep inhale, look up. And then exhale, keeping your legs still, you're gonna fold over your front leg. Inhale, picking up from your belly, your chest. Come back up, try not to unbend your knee, look up. And then exhale to fold. Okay? So just like that, 4 more times. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale. You can come all the way to the inside of your knee if you want, or don't even come down that far. Up to you. Last time. Either coming to a little above your knee, maybe shoulder to thigh, maybe inside of your leg. You're gonna hold here in the forward bend, dropping your head, breathing. Lift your shoulders, lift your knuckles. Squeeze your elbows together if your hands are on your hips. If you'd like to bring your hands to some blocks on the floor instead, please do that. Take another breath. Reach your hands forward from here, and then inhale, come up. A little bit of a warrior one variation here. Stretching back, knee over ankle, back heel pushing down. Straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your left foot out, and this time, kind of line up your heels a little bit, more or less, all right? Bend your front knee over your ankle. Warrior two. Look over your front fingertips and breathe. Bring your hand to your back thigh. Take a deep inhale, left hand, left thigh. Turn your right palm up and stretch back. As you exhale, come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. You can bring your hand to your thigh, shin, or the floor on the outside of your foot, or to a block on the outside of your ankle. You're gonna reach up, look up. Shoulders in line with one another. Take your head back a little bit. Keep lifting your kneecaps. Breathing. Take another deep breath. On your next inhale, reach up and out of the pose. Good, bring your hands to your hips, parallel your feet. And then turn your left foot out all the way, 90 degrees, and turn your right foot in to about 45 degrees. Turn your hips to face, or to be parallel with the short edge of your mat, facing in the same direction as your left toes. Okay, so starting off with sort of a warrior one leg position. Right hip pushing forward, left hip pulling back, tailbone pointing toward the ground. Begin to bend your left knee over your ankle. You're either going to keep your hands on your hips and squeeze your elbows towards each other behind you. Take a deep inhale and lift your heart, or palms together, fingers interlaced, looking up. Maybe not palms together, that's really hard. Maybe you can. As you exhale, come forward and lift your knuckles. Lift your shoulders and fold. A little bit or a lot. Inhale, stretching back up. Remember, if you're having a hard time balance, to separate your feet a little further. Good, keep going. Inhale picks you up. exhale drops you down. Bowing toward the front of your mat, the top of your mat, not out to the side. You're going directly shoulder to thigh or shoulder toward thigh. Back knee stays straight and strong, pushing into both of your feet. Trying not to unbend and bend your left knee as best you can. Last couple times, inhale, belly lifts, chest lifts, heart lifts, look up. Exhale, belly comes down, heart comes down, head drops. Shoulders lift. Again. This time drop down and hold. And come all the way down here. Lift your shoulders, drop your head, breathe. And again, if it feels like you just really need to touch the floor, then you probably do it. Put your hands on blocks. Listen to your impulses, don't ignore them. We're not doing yoga to ignore what's going on within us. We're doing it to observe. Okay, as you inhale, reach forward. Lift up from there into warrior one. Your hands apart, stretching back. Right hip forward, left hip back. Breathe. Okay, turning your chest out. So you end up in warrior two, turning your right toes out. Right foot parallel to the back of your mat, left toes facing straight ahead. We're here for just a second. Take a breath. Look over your front fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2 to a version of reversed Virabhadrasana 2. So reaching back, but front knee stays bent. Now start to straighten your left leg. Big stretch there. Good, grab it and then reach up and over. Bringing your hand to your thigh, your shin, or a block on the outside of your shin. Maybe the floor if you have really long arms. Turn your chest and reach straight up with your right hand. If you can, you're gonna look up. Feeling your feet on the floor. Feeling your breath and any heat that's arising. Just noticing yourself. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shoulders are in line with each other. Back of your head reaching back a little bit. Take another breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, stretching up and out of the pose. Parallel your feet once again. Good. Look at your toes and make sure your toes are pretty much lined up with each other. Parallel to the short edges of your mat. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Squeeze your elbows in. Take a deep inhale. Look up. And then exhale, come into a forward bend. Prasarana Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. Stop at halfway. Hands on the floor or blocks, elbows straight. Take a deep inhale and flatten your back. Good, and then exhale, stay here. Just a couple times. I really like doing this, but I know it's silly. You're gonna inhale, lift your tailbone up, and then exhale, tuck it under. So you do like cat-cow in this straddle stance. So inhale, lifting your tailbone, lifting your heart, look up-ish. It's hard to look up. And then exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone under, round your back. Push into your hands and feet. Last time, inhale. Really feeling that stretch in your inner thighs, pelvic floor area. And then exhale, tuck under. Good, come back to neutral, deep breath. Go into the fold. Folding down now, bend your elbows out to the side, let your head hang. Really any position with the hands, you could hold on to your feet. You could bend your elbows and bring your hands more directly underneath your shoulders. But just letting your head hang. You might bend your knees a bit here. Notice if you're leaning all your weight towards your toes or your heels and balance that out a bit. Stepping into the pinky side of your feet and big toe side of your feet evenly. Listen to your breath. Step into the stability of the floor. Push down into your feet and take a deep inhale. Rise back to the halfway position. Ardha, Pradasarata, Padottanasana. Bend your knees. Yeah, and then from there, tuck your tailbone under as you stand up. Just give your hamstrings a little assist. Good, standing all the way up. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Feel and notice yourself. Good. And then transitioning to the ground, which sounds great, doesn't it? Okay, coming to seated. We're just going to do one seated pose before I have you lay on your back. So if you do have a blanket or something to sit on, you might do that, especially if you know your hips tend to feel tight. More than one blanket might be good, or a block if you have it, bolster. Bring the bottom of your feet together, so Baddha Konasana. And just know, like, Baddha Konasana can be aggravating to people who have different hip variations or maybe even hip disturbances. So it could be that you do Baddha Konasana by just continuing to stay seated upright. So you would hold onto your toes, push the sides of your legs down, and just stay here because you're already getting a stretch, and this might be enough for your body. Okay, so really listening to the wisdom of your inner thighs and your hip sockets. They know better than you what they need, I promise. Inhale here. Either stay or exhale, pull yourself forward until you start to feel that deeper stretch happening. And then just kind of hang out there, drop your head. So we're not trying to go into our deepest right now. Just kind of exploring that upper edge, the first beginning of the deeper stretch. Stay there and breathe. And listen for your breath. Once again, hear it. And on your next inhale, lift your head, just your head. And then as you exhale, sit up. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel, notice. Blink open your eyes. And then find your way onto your back. So once you get onto your back, there's probably some little stretch or thing that your body naturally wants to do. Please do that. using any props that you'd like for your Shavasana. You can put legs up at the wall if you've got a wall handy to you. Doing any last little stretches, any little bit of settling that you need to do. Sometimes it can be good to take a cleansing breath or two before you try to lay down in Shavasana. Now just letting the corpse, part of corpse pose in. So can we be a little bit detached here from needing this to look any way or feel any way or be anything other than it is, which is laying down on the ground. Giving the weight of your body fully to the surface that you're on. Letting your breath breathe you. And just allowing the thoughts, the sensations, the feedback to come and go as it wants. Just letting yourself be underneath that, around that, there, but not affected. Feeling the floor, the ground, underneath the back of your head, the back of your heart and arms, the back of your hips, your lower body, your calves, your heels. Feeling the front side, the top side of your body in space, the air around you. Noticing your breath. You might start to bring some movement back to your body. Any little last stretches that would feel good, or smaller movements, maybe just a deepening of your breath. Once your eyes come open, again, just kind of seeing around you the space. Maybe the lighting has changed. There's something to notice, I'm sure. Texture of your ceiling or the sky. If you're doing yoga outside, that'd be cool. And then in the next few breaths, kind of finishing up whatever you're doing. And come up to a comfortable seated position. Comfortable for your body. Close your eyes for a second more. Connect with your breath once again. Really feel how you feel now. This moment, this exact present moment. Mindful, embodied, settled, ready, maybe, feeling. Just notice what's there. You can leave your hands where they are, or bring them together in front of your heart in prayer mudra. In honor of each other and this practice, in honor of the many teachers who brought this practice we call yoga to us, in honor of the indigenous people whose land we practice on here in Port Orford. This is the land of the Kwatuma people. In honor of those things, those people, and each other, let's sing the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me. I have lots of yoga videos, all different levels, styles, whatever you like. Yoga asana videos. And then I also teach yoga retreats where we can get deeper into more philosophically based teachings. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, vitalcurrentyoga.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at yogawithhc. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for being here regardless, and hope you enjoyed this class.